Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be sharing with you guys my breastfeeding journey. So I am into my 3rd month postpartum, and that means 3 months of breastfeeding of my little boy Nolan. So I thought it was a perfect time to share with you guys our experience through this process from the moment he was born until now, which is 3 months postpartum. Now, my first son was only breastfed off of me probably for like a day. And then I pumped for about 4 weeks and I just never gave him enough. So he became formula fed. Now, I am pro fed baby. Does not matter how your baby is fed as long as they are fed and they are happy and they are healthy. That is the most important. However, saying that, I wanted to try breastfeeding just to see if it was possible, maybe to make my life easier, but breastfeeding is not easy by any means whatsoever. So from the start, my son was born quite large. You can see him. He is kind of taking a nap right now over there. But he was quite large, and I wanted to immediately get him up on me and start breastfeeding him, which I was able to do, which I was so lucky with that. So he immediately was brought up onto my chest. I had the golden hour where I was able to try to breastfeed him, and he latched on perfectly right from the start. It was amazing. Obviously, I didn't know what I was doing, so I kind of just was going with my instincts, and I thought he was latched on properly, and sure enough, he was. It was painful still. It was extremely painful. Not necessarily the first time, but the second, third, and preceding feedings after that. It was so painful that I kind of dreaded feeding him, but I knew that I needed to keep doing it, so I powered through, and I was able to get him latched every single time. About every few hours, I would go for like a 4-hour stretch at night, and I still was just not, I wasn't producing any milk, but I wasn't producing enough colostrum. So he had to be, he didn't have to be formula supplemented, but I felt better with him doing that. He lost almost a complete pound, almost a complete pound from when he was born to when he went home from the hospital. And I knew that he had a chance of having jaundice because my first son did. And so I didn't want that to happen. So I would feed him on me, then I gave him a little bit of formula, and he downed it. Completely downed it the 2 or 3 times that I did it. So I knew he was hungry, and like I said, I'm pro feeding, so it really didn't matter to me. As long as he ate for me first, then he could be supplemented. And sure enough, that totally helped get his body back on track, and my milk came in about the 4th day. So with my first son, it came in the 5th day. With Nolan, it came in the 4th day. And when it came in full force, which was awesome. I went to bed normal and woke up Dolly Parton status. But yes, it came in so that by the time that he had gone to his next doctor's appointment, which was when he was 5 days old, he had already gained back almost all of his weight that he had lost. Which felt amazing. So he was latching on every few hours, and then during the night we'd go like the 4-hour stretch even when we were at home, and it was painful. It was just so painful. So I thought I was doing something wrong. I saw a lactation consultant, and she said, no, that is a perfect latch. And she looked at me to make sure there wasn't any, I guess, permanent damage. And yes, it was chafed and scabbed, but he never had blood in his mouth. Yes, this is going to probably be TMI, but if you clicked on this video, you're okay with TMI. So there's never blood in his mouth. There was blood on me, but not in his mouth. So I found that putting coconut oil helped with the chafing and the kind of like cutting up of the nipples, because those baby gums are so hard and they're so fast and they just clamp down on you. Even with a good latch, he wouldn't completely open his mouth. He was just so excited for that. So I had to make sure that he would open his mouth properly so I can get it in there and feed him. And it was extremely uncomfortable. The first 2 weeks were the worst. After the first 2 weeks, I completely healed. Still was not very comfortable, but I was able to heal. He was getting plenty of milk, so I found that after I fed him, if I was still feeling very large and engorged, I would just pump. I wouldn't pump for say like 20 minutes. I would only pump for like 5 or 10 minutes and I would get so much milk. So I have a very good freezer stash going on. Since then, it has completely slowed down. It's lots of milk right at the beginning, and then it kind of evens off come about 6 weeks is when I found that it kind of slowed down, and I just produce about what he wants and then a little bit more here and there depending on what I've eaten, what time of the month it is. So because yes, my periods came back, but yeah, it depends on what he eats, how much I produce. But so far we have had an awesome journey. It has been since, like I said, about 6 weeks is when everything kind of evened out. So he stopped doing kind of like the cluster feeding. He would cluster feed, and sometimes he does it when he's doing a growth spurt, but he would like, it just felt like he was constantly wanting to eat. So my boobs were just either constantly producing or they weren't producing enough, but I stuck with it and we are doing awesome. I was told that I could probably use a shield at the beginning with because he wouldn't open his mouth wide enough, but I found that that didn't work at all. Like I could not get it to fit on me properly, and he didn't like it. It was no fun. So I just barreled through that pain, and I'm so happy that I did because it is so easy now. I can just put him on whenever he wants it, and there is at least enough milk there for him at that moment. He is a big boy. He is 20 pounds and only 3 months old. So my milk must be doing what it's supposed to. Yeah, it has been an emotional journey too, because I have this connection with him that I didn't get with my first son. But like I said, a fed baby is the best baby. This is just kind of an update for you guys on what's going on with our breastfeeding. Everything is good now. Started out a little bit rocky, but I've had a really good experience with it. I highly suggest that you guys at least try, if you're a new mom, try breastfeeding, because I've done both ways now, and not making a bottle in the middle of the night, not washing bottles multiple times a day is amazing. If you guys would like a video that is about like breastfeeding essentials and what I've used for breastfeeding, I also, like I said, pump a little bit, so I can also do a video about pumping if you guys would like that. If you do, leave me a comment down below or give this video a big thumbs up so that I know that you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, subscribe if you're new, leave me that comment, give this video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.